I'm checking Twitter X, because I always do. And I see a tweet from Richard Zane, Texags, Texags.com. You hear him on Texags Live. And Michael Earley, A&M Baseball head coach, had his media day today. Normally it's Thursday, but the Aggies play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's the end of the regular season. Mississippi State, Bluebell Olsen. Let's go. I'm ready for postseason action. I'm ready for Aggie softball to go Friday. I'm ready for Aggie baseball to hit the SEC tourney and beyond. And Michael Earley met with the media, and we're going to listen in either 11:35 or 12:35. I'm not exactly sure yet. Oh, we've got to listen in now. And all the tweets said, A&M baseball head coach Michael Earley shares that Aiden Sims will not pitch this weekend. Not limited availability. Not he's going to start Saturday or Sunday. But Michael Earley shared that Aiden Sims will not pitch. The quote is, he had some tightness and he needs some rest. We need to make sure he's ready to go for the long haul. And I'm not going to doom and gloom and tragedy. But an A&M pitching staff that already has 2 bullpen games on SEC weekends only has 1 starter, and his name is Aiden Sims, and he is really, really good. And he will not pitch this weekend. No relief, no 3 innings. So effectively, Aggie baseball, trying to lock down a top 8 national seed, will have 3 bullpen games against Mississippi State at Bluebell Olsen. Not going to say they can't do it. If this A&M offense was still in its primetime form, if it was healthy, they could mash and bash their way to 2 out of 3, but the offense isn't healthy. So I went from flying high, feeling good, feeling dentine, looking for a shot of whiskey with a smile on my face, to what is going on right now? I'm going to stick with what I've said every day this week, and why not start things by repeating myself? That's so much fun. All that matters is kind of in 2 weeks being 100% for the NCAA tournament and making the run to Omaha. That's all that matters. This is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric on a Wednesday. Now that you know Aiden Sims is out, what % chance Aggie baseball has to win the series from Mississippi State? If you want to handicap, what will A&M's record be in football for 2026? If you want to share, call your shot. Will the Astros, by the end of the season, be one of the 5 worst teams? Over under for me, one of the 5 worst teams in MLB by the end of the season. Or you could text about wine, whiskey, beer, steak, pizza, meatballs, TV, movie streaming. On the Louie Bellina Show, you text about whatever's on your mind. And you can be registered to win a $100 gift card to Honey Baked Ham. All of that is the Louie Bellina Show on a Wednesday. Maroon and White Notebook, we started open. The breaking news, top story. Michael Earley tells the media this morning. I think the media day started at 10. I don't know if Coach Earley kicked it off. So somewhere between 10:30, it all came out. Aiden Sims will not pitch this week versus Mississippi State. Quote, he had some tightness and he needs some rest. We need to make sure he's ready to go for the long haul. 11:35, we'll hear everything he said. So here's the pitching rotation. Ethan Darden will start again on Friday. TBA Saturday? Well, it's not Friday. It's Thursday. Thursday's game 1. So Ethan Darden will be the starter on Thursday, TBA Saturday, TBA Sunday. And it's simple what's going to happen. You know you got Moss. You know you got Lyons. Sadeo will follow Darden however long Darden can go. And you've got Fresh Corn for 2 out of the 3. I know he went that 5, and it was a brilliant, absolutely brilliant 5 against Auburn. But you get him for 2 out of the 3 games, and probably 3 is a lot more realistic than like 5 and 5, but 3 and 3 kind of thing. And then you get Lyons, 2 appearances. Optimal would not be back-to-back, but it doesn't matter. So you just think about the numbers that way. You get 2 appearances from Lions, 2 from Fresh Corn. Moss is going to start. I know you're going to try and win each game as it pops up, but I don't know if you can afford to throw Moss for an inning when you need 3 bullpen games. 3 bullpen games, 3 bullpen games. And they got nobody else outside of the names I just mentioned. They're going to try. You're going to have to. Cole Hubert, who had started Tuesday, is going to be thrown out there. Remember, there was no Tuesday game, so no arms got used. By the time you get to Saturday, the final game of the regular season, you could have 5 guys lined up, each throwing an inning. Even if they throw a 3-up, 3-down, just one inning, just roll hockey, bringing guys over the boards, because that just might be the state they're in. We'll hear what Coach Earley had to say, 11:35. Again, if they don't get the top 8, I don't know if even the committee can do enough gymnastics to get them to square off against Texas. Because if A&M's not at 8, they'll be 9, 10, 11. Texas is going to end up 1, 2, 3. Unless they lose out. You can't pair 1, 2, 3 with 9, 10, 11. It don't matter how bad the committee wants that in a super. Moving on, there was a bit of good news from yesterday, Aggie baseball. Nico Pertita and Jorian Wilson got invited to participate in the Team USA Collegiate National Team program this summer. The two will compete in the Stars and Stripes Series. That starts on June 30th. And the official national team roster will be announced on July 5th. So congrats to both of them. Congrats to both of them. Continuing in the maroon and white notebook, Aggie football edition, it was made official, something that I believe we knew. At least I can say I fully 100% expected, but we have all week long been getting the NFL schedule leaks leading up to tomorrow with the official schedule. Well, the SEC, through ESPN ABC, also got some of our SEC games. Like we know now, in week 1, LSU, Clemson, and ESPN College Game Day is going to go there to open the season. And I didn't look at every game, but a should not be ranked Clemson, who will be ranked now so that ESPN gets a top 25 game, and a Lane Kiffin, who, if you've been paying attention this week, Kiffin loves to create heat via social media, but what he's creating this week isn't heat. He's creating stupidity. He's like burying himself. I mean, oh, wow. He forgets he was the head coach at Ole Miss, it feels like, almost. Anyway, I thought that was an odd choice for the ESPN College Game Day, first game, but okay. That has nothing to do with the other announcement, the one I cared about. But we know, I thought we knew, but 6:30, Black Friday night, November 27th, Kyle Field, A&M, Texas, 6:30 kickoff. I guess it's officially official is the best way to announce and share that. What did everybody think of the 6:30? Just kind of asking. Because I love the exclusivity. No NFL, no other college. And the NFL has a Black Friday game. I do think it's kind of written in, I don't know into what contract or standards, where they can't kick off past X time. So that Friday night, for now, should always be an exclusive. I did think it added to the intensity of waiting all day and excitement, but I think for me, being an A&M maroon and white oriented human being, I will always have the intensity. If they played at 8 a.m., sure, I might not wake up till 7:50, but the second I woke up, I'd be pretty intense. I like the exclusivity. I love football at night. Kyle Field at night is glorious. I don't think it gets more intense. Kyle Field at 11 a.m. doesn't quite have the same, but you give me 100,000 plus and it'll always be okay. I like A&M Texas having something special. I'm one of those who grew up as an Aggie on Thanksgiving night, therefore having exclusive, special, pointed out prime time was befitting of such a rivalry. Black Friday works for me. I would say, and this is like, man, it wasn't even 12 months ago, so why does it feel so funky to try and remember back that far? I'm telling you, the last 2 games of last season for Aggie football did more damage for my remembrance and vibes and energy of it than I ever thought imaginable. Now, if I think long enough, I can regain other feelings and parts of it, but wow, it's weird sometimes. If I remember how I felt, and if you want to text and share how you felt, I remember Black Friday, game day. I'll just call it game day. The actual day didn't feel like the other game days. It wasn't as awesome as other game days. But once I kind of got to the afternoon part, it felt greater because it was Texas. It felt greater. But it didn't feel like game day. How could it following Thanksgiving and everything else that goes on with Black Friday? But once I got to like the afternoonish part, it felt epic, awesome, grander, nothing better. It was what it should be. But the game day part of it didn't feel as game day. And I don't know if it can. Now, yeah, we'll see. Going to be at Kyle. Are we going to have the 500,000 on campus? We'll give it more of that game day feel. I don't know. It didn't feel the same, but I don't know. Was it like at 4 o'clock, 3:25 p.m., 5:30? I don't have that time down exact. It felt greater, grander, more epicer than anything, of course, but it was A&M Texas. What do you want from me? Did anybody remember what their game day felt like and then game night? Or again, are you just still pissed about the last 2 games? I don't know. 979-693-1150. You could text in your remembrances, the feeling, the vibe, whatever you want to call it. Do you want to share? Before we leave the maroon and white notebook, something, I saw this, and this goes back to yesterday too, but kind of, it hit me hard. It really did. Because when we think athletes, billionaires, jets, and just the glory side, but this one is not. This one is just so sad. But Miami Dolphins running back, Le'Veon Moss, they signed him as an undrafted free agent out of Texas A&M, is retiring from the NFL. And it's just, and Billy Lucci, he was the one who had the tweet that caught my attention, and, he quoted in the tweet from the NFL guy, and man, just a long-term health thing. And you see his last 2 years at A&M, health. Or else this guy would have been like a top 2 rounds of the NFL pick. I've seen so many running backs at A&M, and there was never a doubt that Le'Veon Moss was an NFL. And I mean, every down back, he was everything NFL, but the injuries, it ripped him of his college career, and it ripped him of any NFL career. And it's like, this is the ones that nobody remembers. For every glory NFL career, you don't think of the Le'Veon Mosses. Pure stud. Loved watching him play. And it just seems so wrong. So we think of first round picks, and people think of bust, unjustified money, all kinds, but no one ever thinks of the Le'Veon Mosses. This guy, no doubter. Best back in the SEC, who just didn't stay healthy enough to get that recognition. I loved watching him play. And he signed undrafted, got some money. I think I saw something like $300K, got a check, and then retired. Never played. And he was a no-doubter NFL. So just hit me hard. Made me think a little bit, just sad. But I thank him for every moment I got to watch him run. So some of the maroon and white notebook from yesterday and today. When we return, Chip Howard Sports Talk will join me inside the Charles Schwab studio. We hang out, we catch up every Wednesday here on the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric on The Zone.
He's not for everyone, but everyone is welcome to hang out. The Louie Bellina Show, weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
In your ear.
The Louie Bellina Show. It is Wednesday, and I know it's 11:22, but again, I'm going to stick with the mathematically challenged elements of my life. Joined now inside the Charles Schwab studio, a legend himself, Chip Howard Sports Talk. How long have you done Sports Talk? Serious question.
32 years.
When you first started.
Be 33, starting 33 in September.
That's the anniversary? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I know that. I was your first board op.
Yeah.
I know that very well. When you first started it, what did you think? Were you like, if I get a couple of years out of this? I mean.
That's a great question. I probably wasn't.
1 month and I wasted it on you.
I probably wasn't thinking too much. I didn't know what was going to happen because it was new. I didn't know, if I was going to be able to provide for my family. I had looked at other options before we started this, and it's really remarkable. It was the Lord's blessing because it's just like. I'm going, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I've never sold before. I've never tried to ask anybody for advertising before. That's not real true. I've done it one other time, but it's not what I wanted to do.
You never grew up in radio with that as a goal.
No. I wanted to call games. That was always the goal, but. This seemed like the best option at the time available.
For those that don't know, Chip Howard Sports Talk, the show Sports Talk, was the first ever Monday through Friday, every day of the week, sports talk show at Bryan College Station.
Yeah. I wish you wouldn't have put it like that. I didn't
it's your fault.
I know, but
it is all your fault.
I didn't think about any of those ramifications. I was just trying to put food on the table. I had young daughters, and my wife was the smart one in the family. Unfortunately, she had a job, but
the way you said, well, she had a job.
Yeah,
she was doing real work.
But I was in radio.
She was doing real work.
Oh, but it's been a ride. You probably already talked about Ben, I guess, right?
No,
Can we do that just real briefly?
I said, well, we could take more than briefly.
Yeah.
Earlier today at 9:30. Here at Bryan Broadcasting, in which Bryan Broadcasting is The Zone and Candy 95, Peace 107,
Willie,
News Talk 1620, 94.5, La Jefa, Willie. We have 4 Mavericks. We have stations in Centerville, Buffalo, and Navasota. We are Bryan College Station, the Brazzaville.
Yep.
So at 9:30, we had a top secret meeting where sales staff, a lot of us programming people, me, Chip, and many others that were sitting in the main conference room, and it was an excuse to have our general manager that you might know as Santa, area man, many names, but it's Ben Downs.
Yeah.
And you've heard him somewhere across these Bryan Broadcasting
Mr.
stations. Mr. Downs, Senor Downs, again, area man. And the reason why this was a top secret meeting, he was invited in.
Yep. Just had a video conference with the head of the Texas Association of Broadcasters, who Ben knows very well and has worked with for 30 plus years. And Ben's received other accolades in this industry, from many accolades.
Every accolade.
He's been on the board
possible.
of the National Association of Broadcasters. He has written policy for a congressman and changed congressman's mind because of local radio. And Ben has always been locally minded and community minded. And that's what has set this business apart for all of these years and why it's been successful. And Ben has been extremely successful at it.
Understatement a little bit, actually, for those that don't know.
Extremely successful.
Ben Downs is not just Bryan College Station. It's always been his number one focus, though.
He's known all over the United States in the radio industry, okay? That's
and
the
in
best,
Congress.
That's the best way to put it,
yeah, and
okay?
In Congress.
And in Congress.
In Washington, D.C. level.
That's correct.
They know Ben Downs.
Yes, they do, but because he's really good at what he does. This was a surprise to him.
He had no idea.
He had no clue. He has become the 6th person to ever been given the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Texas Association of Broadcasters. Unfortunately, The other 5 have passed on. So Ben is able to enjoy this. He was totally surprised, which was really fun to see, because it's hard to do. I mean, he knew something was up, and when Oscar's on the video screen, he knows something's going on. But when he said, congratulations, you're getting the Lifetime Achievement Award, it blew him away. And that's hard to do. So this is a big deal. We're very proud of it. I wouldn't be here without him. There's no question about that. Ben and I go back well over 40 years. He was on the other side of town at a different radio station where I worked before I came over here. He kept hiring me, even though I kept really getting him in trouble.
And I kept asking, what are you doing?
Yeah, he kept,
this Chip guy, how does he keep popping up?
He kept hiring me, and I kept just keep getting him in trouble with all kinds of people because of what I said.
That's true.
And because of what I did. He had to fight a lot of battles for me, so I owe him a lot, but it couldn't happen to a more worthy candidate, and we're all excited about it, and I'm thank you for giving us the opportunity to publicly. I'll do the same today, but publicly congratulate him.
I'm going to talk about it at the 50. Guess what? You want to talk about it? I'm dying to talk about it.
And acknowledge him and just his greatness as a radio broadcaster.
Well,
so
I know Ben's story. I've been here for huge chunks of it. Maybe not 100%, maybe 80%. I don't know. So I know it. But when the president of the Texas Association of Broadcasters, the head of the chair, whatever his title was, he started talking to wind up.
Yes, he did.
And I bet he had 5 minutes planned, but he went 15 or 20.
He did.
When you start listing Ben's achievements, it's a list that never ends.
It takes a while.
Okay?
Yeah.
And he started getting emotional. I thought he was going to cry.
He did.
Because when you really start looking at it, and it goes not just like the legislation he did, but he mentioned the impact that he's had on the Texas Association of Broadcasters.
Yes.
And the people he's brought into
and
the
his
fold.
And mentorship with others.
The lives he's changed,
yes.
right? And then I start thinking of the things he's done, just Bryan Broadcasting.
Yeah, exactly.
You talk about what he's meant to you. Well,
yeah.
And people listening might go, well, it's his fault. Well, there's no me without Ben.
Yeah.
That's a simple fact.
Yeah. I mean, everybody
he
here.
fired me and still gave me a chance.
You can't, people don't understand. I think they do, but how brief radio lives are in this industry. You just don't stay around, right? That's just the nature of things. You're going to get fired. It's the nature of the business. Okay. The fact that there are so many people walking these halls that have been here over 30 years, including us, it's unheard of in radio. It is unheard of. And that's just a testimony to the leadership of Ben, right? He hires really good people for the most part, present company excluded, but he hires really good people. He lets them do their job, right? He gives them the freedom. He
tells you what he wants from you.
Yeah.
Like why you were hired.
Yeah.
And what
what
your job here is.
And go do it.
Go.
And we have people walking the hallways that have been here literally 50 years. And it's, Ben has created that environment that people don't want to leave, even though in radio, people should know this. The smaller the market, the smaller the salary. The bigger the market, the bigger the salary. So people in Dallas, in Houston, in Austin, in San Antonio, they're paid on a different scale than the people here are, right?
Yes,
That's the nature of the business. But people don't want to leave because they understand as soon as they go to, and I've been there, as soon as I lasted like a year and a half, as soon as they go to one of those markets, they're going to get fired. Now, eventually, right? But that's just, again, and they understand the leadership and the direction and the purpose and the vision of this of Bryan Broadcasting, and that's always been local. And Ben sets the tone for that.
Well, it's the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Texas Association of Broadcasters. And his impact is local, Texas,
state, and national.
And it's the TAB, Texas and NAB, National Association.
Right.
And again, and he has affected
from this little community
legislation.
And this little station. It is remarkable.
From the 5th floor of the Crystal Park Plaza.
It's remarkable. It really is.
The things Ben has done is a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
He spent his lifetime in this industry.
That most people won't know.
Right.
And that's why to take a moment right now
to
let people know is
that we could do
amazing
that.
because it's a story that should be told and is being told.
No
and
question.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and our award-winning news director, Bill Oliver, will have a package on the newscast.
I'll be playing it.
And, yeah, me too.
I'm going to play it.
Me too.
It's an incredible story.
It's a great story, and congratulations.
And he plays Santa every year.
And he is Santa Claus.
And again, to be clear, prior to this, he actually won every other award possible.
Yeah, he's won every award you could win.
On the NAB level, the National Association Broadcast, he was named legendary manager like 5 years ago, whatever it is now.
I know. He's won everything.
There's not many legendary managers.
This station has won every award that's given out in broadcasting, every award that you can win, right? This little bitty operation here in Bryan College Station as a result of Ben's leadership. So, yeah, thanks.
And he brings donuts on Wednesdays.
And
people
donuts.
don't know that. Every Wednesday brings donuts.
And ice cream during the summer. This is why
the freezer broke.
Shoot. We've got a little freezer.
Oh. Sorry. People we have it lucky.
Yeah, we do.
Some people like to complain just for the sake of it, but you also have to realize when you have it good.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Ben.
Life could be better.
Congratulations.
But that should be true your whole life. Always strive for better.
Yeah.
Other than the moment like that, life is good.
Yeah.
And congrats to Ben.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's
awesome.
beyond earned.
Yeah.
And to repeat again, he's only the 6th in the entire history of Texas broadcasting.
Yes.
He's only the 6th.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
What do you got today, Chip?
Scott Clendenin will be in with me.
I know him.
We've got some baseball and lots of news around that program to talk about.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and other stuff. And Mallory is here with some entertainment. And happy birthday to little Stevie Wonder, 76 today.
He's good.
76.
And he's good.
Yeah.
Chip Howard Sports Talk,
Thanks,
4 to
Lou.
6 p.m.
Thank you. Yeah.
Up next, when we return, I got to listen in. Michael Earley, A&M Baseball head coach, that media conversation, Aiden Sims not pitching Mississippi State. I'm going to let you hear everything he had to say. This is the Louie Bellina Show from inside the Charles Schwab studio. This is the Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric on a Wednesday.
You can hear Aggie Baseball online at RadioAggieland.com. RadioAggieland.com.
The Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. The Louie Bellina Show Wednesday edition. Okay, time now for the listen in. Michael Earley, 10 o'clock. Somewhere 10 to 10:30, met with the media. The big news already shared. Aiden Sims not pitching versus Mississippi State. I'm going to let him tell you everything. Here's the listen in with the head coach of Aggie Baseball.
Coach, with a lot of stuff at stake this weekend, including national seeds and RPI and even standing in the SEC tournament, how do you guys maintain your focus and just take it one game at a time against a really good ball club coming in?
We've never talked about it the entire year. We've never talked about our standing. We've never talked about the postseason. We've never talked about any of that. We just talk about each game. It's not cliche coach talk. It just, that's never come out of my mouth to them, and it won't. Just like every series, you might say this one's for a national seed, but why was not, grabbing that third game against Georgia or fighting out to be, you know what I mean? So it's just, again, back to you don't know which one it is or what's going to put you over the top in any situation. So whatever happens this weekend, we have a really good team. We're going to maintain our focus on pitch by pitch, game by game, and that's the truth of it.
How much do you look at that stuff, behind closed doors when you're in your office, and what do you guys think about your standing, at least right now?
Yeah, I mean, I got to have some awareness of it, right? Like, if you ask me this question in the middle of the year, like, that truthful answer is, I have no idea because I don't. But as it gets to this point, there's parts of this job where you have to make sure you got to see what position your team's in and do things possible to put them in a better position. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think you can argue with what we've done this season, for sure. I mean, we have, was it 2 non-conference losses? I mean, currently second in the SEC, 16 SEC wins against some really quality opponents at home, proven the ability to win on the road, proven the ability to win in a lot of different ways. I think we've put ourselves in a great spot. So I'm super proud of our guys for that. And, yeah, we want to take care of business this weekend, but we feel like we got a pretty dangerous team that can win anywhere, anytime, any place, and we've shown that.
Can you talk about Ben's performance this last week? Have you, in all your coaching experience, have you ever seen a guy come cold off the bench and have that kind of day?
I don't know if I can't remember ever having anyone have that kind of day, period. Like coached some really good players, some first-round picks, some All-Americans. I've never quite seen a day like that. And when you kind of peel back the day too, I believe 6 of those hits and 3 of those homers were all with 2 strikes in a weekend where we weren't very good with that. So no, I mean the difficulty level of it is can't be overstated from the standpoint that the guy hasn't played much, and it's not like basketball or a wide receiver. It's a completely different game. So it was for a single day performance. It's by far the best performance I've ever seen for a lot of different factors. And I mean, it was fun to watch.
Sure.
What can you say about your middle infield group with what they've had to do and shuffle throughout the entire season with injuries and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you got a guy with basically, you got a guy who's playing on one leg, but a guy with a broken face, a guy that slips on the dirt and somehow, he didn't pull his hamstring running, right? He just slipped awkwardly, and so we need guys to come in there and play, and Royo did great. So I feel great about it because those are our guys, and they're tough. They're tough, and we gotta get them back full go. But even at not full go, run away from winning a series. So just because we got a tough, resilient group.
Sure, it's hard to match a 7-for-7 type day, but just what do you think Royo can really take from that kind of outing that if he's going to be a guy that you are going to need to depend on as Boston gets better?
I mean, he got out one time on the weekend, so if that doesn't lead to a ton of confidence and feeling like you're a really good player, I don't know what else can. So I mean, he not only did that, he played well on defense, and I think it's when he got the hits, and yeah, man, that was great. One of the most phenomenal performance, if not the most. It was the best performance I've ever seen in a single day. So he should really take something from that because I don't know how many people have ever done that, to be honest with you.
He was a guy that played a lot last season, hasn't played a lot this year. Just what have you seen from him throughout this season that maybe he was ready for that moment when his name was called?
I think, the one thing I definitely know, he's been a good teammate the entire time. He's never been an issue, never had honestly one single off the field or in the dugout problem with him. And again, we facilitate things for these guys to stay ready, and a big part of it is their job to stay ready. And how you stay ready is different for every guy. So for him, it's pretty evident that he did that.
To Travis's question about injuries and kind of just the way you set up the lineup. Later in the season, attrition happens, wear and tear happens. Do you adjust at all, the week-to-week preparation, practice-wise, to kind of keep them at their best on game day late in the year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, wear and tear and attrition happens. The broken bones part is just something we can't account for. But, yeah, for sure. We do things to keep them off their feet, to try to freshen them up. It was just like this week, we got travel day on Sunday. Travel days aren't great off days, right? Because you're traveling on the bus. We had an hour bus trip, then a plane ride. So they were off on Monday. There's some guys in here hitting in the cage, pitchers doing the throwing program, and just, you do your best you balance what you need to do to prepare. It's like yesterday, we had some hitting stuff to go over, stuff we've done. And we met on it and we talked about it, right? Sometimes drilling them to death is not the best answer. So we met about it, we talked about it. Even last week, we start every practice, we stretch, and then we go right to base running. Well, we did our base running, we did a 10 to 15 minute video session on the base running instead of actually the act of doing it. So you do little things as much as you can just to maybe give them that extra percent they might need.
How is Boston progressing, and is there a timetable for a return?
I don't know. He's progressing well. I saw him this morning. He can see. And I know I said earlier on Texags, I wouldn't be shocked if he played. That's just me speaking on the fact that his toughness is something, it's unbelievable. So I wouldn't be shocked if he played, but at the same time, if he doesn't, I don't think anyone should think any different. You know what I mean? It's a tough deal. So we got to be smart with him. Looks great. I did our front toss routine with him yesterday where he hits from some different angles and guys sitting down throwing to him. There's no difference in his hitting, right? But he wasn't taking ground balls or anything like that. So could you see him this weekend? Sure. Wouldn't shock me. If you didn't see him this weekend, it wouldn't shock me either. It really is kind of like I think a half a day by half a day progression, just kind of seeing where he's at.
Speaking of progressions, how are Nico and Chris doing as they get closer and closer?
Chris, the thing with Chris, it's like it's hard for him to heal when he's on it, right? So every time he runs, every time he hits a double or even a home run running around the bases, his progression kind of goes up and then slightly back down. So it's kind of just day to day, week to week by how he gets better, because he'll get better and then you're only going to get better on that by not being on it, like, period. And he wants to play and we don't have the luxury of him not playing. As far as Nico, he's been jogging around doing some stuff. We'll see about him this weekend, but again, we got to be smart, right? Like you said, there's a lot at stake, but there's also larger things at stake, moving forward. So it's a balance of having him ready when we need him, because we don't want to lose him again.
One more with Boston. Is there any restrictions on if he can only hit, only field, or is he clear to do both?
When he can play, he can play. Yeah.
Have y'all thought about putting any kind of like mask over his helmet just to protect the eye?
I think we have to. Yeah, that's what we were talking about yesterday. You got to do some unique stuff in this situation, because definitely, say kind of dodged a bullet without a concussion and needing surgery. I don't think you want to get hit there again.
And then when it comes to pitching rotation, what do you think you guys are going to roll with this week?
Yeah, so we'll go Darden on Friday again, and then Sims will not start this weekend. He's had some tightness, and it's kind of, we just think he needs some rest. We need some rest so we get him full go for the postseason. So Sims will not make his start this weekend, just due to he's tight, and we need to make sure he's ready to go for the long haul.
Was that part of the reason he only threw 3 innings last weekend?
I think partly, he just looked a little tired, a little gassed, and it was just also from a pitching standpoint, it looked like the right time to make the move.
So are y'all TBA the last 2 games then?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Darden, TBA.
What did you see from Darden in his start that you liked, and what you hope he can build on?
I think what I saw that I liked is he wasn't at his best. He gave up 2 runs, had some traffic, but he got out of it. And I think the part that's encouraging for me is he got that out of the way, he got his feet wet, and I know he's gonna pitch a lot better than that. So what I liked is what I think we're gonna see moving forward. He got thrown out there for the first time on our team. He's done it before, obviously, at Clemson, but I like the fact that he wasn't his best at all, competed his way through. That's if you look, I think they had bases loaded twice or at least once in traffic, and he got out of it.
How about Shane? How do you think he handled that bullpen?
Oh, they did great job. Came in. He's handled everything awesome the entire year, so I wasn't shocked. It's just kind of a change of pace for him, and he pitched well.
What do you see from Mississippi State? I don't think we've asked you about what you're going to see from that ball.
Extremely tough team. Really good pitching. They can really hit. They're good. They're good. I think they're all bunched up in that same area where we're all kind of, similar teams. Some of us have some similarities, some differences, but just a freaking really good baseball team. And we're once again going to have our hands full. And these series are probably going to come down to a play or two. That's just what it is. You just don't know which one it is.
You ever played an O'Connor team before?
No.
And I believe you'll be doing senior celebrations this weekend. What does it mean to celebrate those guys?
Oh, a ton. It's definitely different, right? Because you have some seniors that have been here for a year, some guys that have been here for a long time, and I think there's some guys on the team that did senior day last year. I don't know if they're doing it this year or not. And then it's kind of awesome and it kind of sucks at the same time. You spend so much time with these guys and you get to know them, and they don't know it when they walk in here, whenever they walk in here, but this stuff goes by quick. And it's not just them too. We got some. Every year, this team, we have guys that don't get to celebrate senior day because they're junior drafts, but you never do that, right? You never. But it's awesome and it's not awesome at the same time, and it's for them, I hope they look back at their time here, and then hopefully, I think everyone that goes to Texas A&M, it changes your life in one way or another.
A&M Baseball head coach Michael Earley, a listen in, again, like 10 to 10:30 somewhere. He had the media day today and the news of Aiden Sims being out and so much more. When we come back, we wrap up our first hour together on a Wednesday. This is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. They have free estimates. They have military and veteran discounts. That's CC Electric. Residential, commercial, industrial services. That's what they do at CC Electric.
The Money Machine is open now.
Let's go.
Enter at zone1150.com, or you can enter through the Zone newsletter to win $5,000.
Come on.
I'm telling you, life on the Louie Bellina Show, which inside the Charles Schwab studio, you don't hear shtick. It's how we do, because for the past 2 minutes and 55 seconds, all I've been doing is talking barbecue. And you think it's only Friday with Bryce Jones, barbecue pitmaster. No, Tony Catalina, Gig'em 247, is outside. We don't have a red room, just outside the Charles Schwab studio. And he went and got some barbecue. Cooper's Old Time Pit Barbecue, home of the Big Chop, got the chop. And he's talking about how much he loves pork. And I love the pork chop there. I love pork ribs. Like, I think it's my favorite barbecue. Yes. If you're giving me one of those elite order, like the Franklin, Snows, brisket, yes. But other than that, I seek out the ribs. And I was telling him, if you love pork, Pinkerton's down in Houston is the best pork in the state. And then we start talking about Style Switch down in Austin, and they're Aggies there. And oh, the life of barbecue. And now I'm starving. Now I'm just absolute hunger panging, whatever it's called. And I wasn't before. I love me some barbecue, and summer's almost here. Charles Schwab. Low cost, full service, best of all local. That's Charles Schwab. That's actually Mark Sim right here in College Station. Find him online at schwab.com/College Station. Charles Schwab and Company Incorporated. Member SIPC. Tony Catalina, time up next.
Everything in life has rules, and the Zone has prize rules for all contesting. You can check them out at zone1150.com. You may know you can win once every 30 days. There can only be one winner per household per month. You have 30 days to pick up your prizes. You have to be 18 or older to win. You have to present a legal ID to claim your prize. All prizes are non-transferable and not for resale. To make sure you do know all the rules, or if you have any questions about the prize rules, make sure to visit zone1150.com.
Zone1150.com.